God, I feel lost. The choices that I'm making are hard to make. I'm confused. Give me a sign, God. Show me the way, because I don't know what to do. Maybe you can relate to those words. Maybe you, too, have felt lost, confused, and unsure of which path to take. When life circumstances leave you at a crossroads, where do you turn for help? Who do you ask for advice? What do you do when the future seems so uncertain? For the believer, the answer is clear. You pray and you seek God's face. In this message, we will look at a prayer that asks God for direction, guidance, and wisdom as we make important decisions in our lives. Join us as we explore this powerful prayer together. You may have faced a significant decision in your life that caused you to fall to your knees before the Lord, seeking His guidance. It could be a choice regarding your career, your relationships, your ministry, or any other aspect of your life. In such moments, we all need divine direction. This prayer is an excellent example of how to approach God when you feel lost and confused. Let's dive into the details of this prayer and understand why it is so effective. We want to hear from you. What significant decisions are you facing today that require God's guidance? Leave a comment below and let us know. And if you find value in today's message, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more spiritual content. Now, let's examine the first part of this prayer. God, I feel lost. These words express a deep sense of confusion and uncertainty. When we feel lost, it means that we lack clarity, direction, or purpose. We may be unsure about the choices we should make or the steps we should take next in our lives. Our circumstances may seem overwhelming, and we may feel like we don't have the necessary tools or knowledge to navigate them. This feeling of being lost can be both distressing and disheartening, but it's essential to remember that God cares about our struggles and wants to guide us through difficult situations. Acknowledging our feelings of being lost is the first step towards finding the direction we need to move forward in our faith. Continuing with the prayer, we hear the choices that I'm making are hard to make. This part of the prayer highlights the difficulty of the decisions we may need to make. These are not easy choices, but challenging ones that weigh heavily on our minds and hearts. We may be torn between different options, each with its own set of pros and cons, and we may struggle to see which path will lead us to the best outcome. The weight of these decisions can be emotionally and mentally draining, and we may feel burdened by the responsibility of choosing wisely. However, it's crucial to remember that God understands our struggles, and He wants to help us make the right choices. By acknowledging the difficulty of our decisions in prayer, we open the door for divine wisdom and discernment to guide us towards the best path forward. The next line in the prayer reads, I'm confused. This statement shows the emotional toll that these difficult decisions can take on us. Confusion often leads to feelings of uncertainty, doubt, and fear about the future. We may feel like we don't have all the necessary information to make the best choices, or that we're not capable of. handling the consequences of our decisions. However, it's essential to remember that confusion is a normal part of the decision-making process, and that God is there to help us through it. By acknowledging our confusion in prayer, we allow God to bring clarity and understanding into our lives. As the prayer continues, we come across the words, "Give me a sign, God." This part of the prayer reveals our desire for divine guidance and confirmation. We may feel like we need a clear sign from God to point us in the right direction or to reassure us that we're making the right choices. We want to be sure that we're following God's will and that our decisions align with His plan for our lives. However, it's essential to remember that God doesn't always give us the signs we want, and that the process of seeking His guidance can be a journey of faith. While we may long for a clear and direct sign from God, we must also be open to receiving His guidance in ways we may not expect. In the last part of the prayer, we hear, "Show me the way because I don't know what to do." These words express our helplessness and dependence on God when we feel lost and confused. We may feel like we've exhausted all our options and that we need divine intervention to show us the way forward. We may feel like we don't have the strength or wisdom to navigate our circumstances alone, and that we need God's help to find solutions we never thought possible. However, it's crucial to remember that God wants us to rely on Him, and that He desires to guide us through our struggles. By acknowledging our helplessness in prayer, we open the door for God's power and presence to work in our lives and to lead us towards the help and resources we need to overcome our challenges. So let's take a moment to reflect on the lessons we've learned from this powerful prayer. First, it reminds us that it's okay to feel lost, confused and overwhelmed when facing difficult decisions. Life can be challenging, and sometimes we need to acknowledge that we don't have all the answers. Second, the prayer teaches us to be honest and open about the struggles we're facing. Hiding or ignoring our difficulties won't make them go away. Instead, it's essential to bring our problems to God in prayer and to be open about the challenges we are facing. Third, this prayer reminds us that God cares about our struggles and that He wants to help us. We may feel like our problems are too big or too complicated for God to care, but in reality, He desires to guide us and provide solutions we never thought possible. Fourth, the prayer encourages us to trust in God's wisdom and discernment. We may feel like we need all the answers or a clear roadmap before taking action. But in many cases, God calls us to step out in faith and trust His guidance. Finally, this prayer teaches us to be patient and persistent in our requests. God may not give us the answers we want right away, but that doesn't mean He's ignoring us. We should continue to seek His face and trust that He will guide us in the right direction. As we close this message, I challenge you to take these lessons to heart and to use this prayer as a guide in your own life. Remember that you're not alone in your struggles and that God wants to help you. Don't be afraid to be honest about your challenges, to ask for guidance, and to trust in God's wisdom. With God by your side, you can face any challenge and make wise decisions that honor Him and bring you closer to Him. Now, we would love to hear from you. How has this prayer helped you in your own life? What other prayers have you found comfort and guidance in? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Also, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more spiritual content. Thank you for joining us on this message, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video.